What's happening there, Reject Nation? So apparently last night, some Batman leaked images came out. I was like, ooh, gotta wait till the morning to cover this. And now here we are, and I have chosen heavy spoilers video to do today. Why? Because he knows what he's talking about. And B, got an interview with him coming up. I don't know when, but it's shot already. Those take a while to edit, so keep a lookout for that when they're up. Anywho, very excited for this. I thought we wouldn't hear anything about the Batman until like closer to DC fandom, but you know, it's always an exciting time for the Batman leaks. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, aka the guy that calls your girl Nightwing because she's what my dick turns into. Dick Grayson, I mean by that. So yes, we're still a family-friendly show. Now, the Batman is just under a year away, but that doesn't mean that the marketing for the film isn't in full effect. We have a whole host of new promo images and posters that dropped today, which show off things like the Riddler, Batman, and a lot more. We're going to be breaking it all down in this video and pointing out some of the cool details in them,
There's so many images.
As well as giving our theories on what we mean for the film. Now, if you enjoyed the video, then please smash the thumbs up button and make sure you subscribe for a sweet serving of justice every single day. With that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into our Batman image breakdown. Riddle me this. Which fun and friendly villain looks like an absolute psychopath now? Yes, it's the Riddler. I know we all had a bad 2020, but this guy has turned from a lovable clown into one of the most
like the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah. When the trailer for the film first dropped, a lot of people were shocked to see that the Riddler was heavily based on descriptions of the Zodiac Killer, and we now have a brand new close-up of the character.
Looks more like him.
Yeah, absolutely. Version of this image sent to me a couple of weeks ago in black and white. Whether this has been colorized by a fan or not, I don't know, but it looks absolutely incredible. Warner Bros have been clamping down on leaks for a long time, hence why I didn't post anything about it, but I've been absolutely dying to talk to everyone about this image.
I love, of how like this movie is already feeling like Seven. Feels like director Matt Reeves has taken inspiration from David Fincher, so much so to the point that he even got the Riddler looking like the Zodiac Killer to a certain extent. I feel like this is a fan colorization. Even here, it kind of still looks like it's inspired by Hush, or it's just an early stage of the Riddler. That's more the impression that I'm getting. But I love the more grounded, realistic take on it, for sure. Oh my god. Paul Dano's gonna kill it. But I bet there's a big portion of the audience that really hates the fact of how different it looks.
Now, I know from sources working on the film that this will be how the character looks for the majority of the movie. When the trailer first dropped, many theorized that he would be donning this for the start of the film. However, Reeves is trying to keep things as grounded as possible, so he won't be appearing in spandex or really changing from this, from what I've been told. Fans also theorized that there was duct tape wrapped around his face, but this image clearly shows that he's wearing a mask, rather than being someone that would have to remove his eyebrows every time
That's so painful, right?
I wonder who the Riddler is. Hey, Batman, have you tried this guy? Yeah, great jokes at the channel. There's also a green question mark in the middle of a target, and this just looks so raw. It's like the logo of a metal band from the 90s, and I'm so hyped to see if this is used in the movie on clues. Now, why I think it might not be is because there was also a poster that looks like a puzzle with the pieces placed slightly wrongly together. That's terrible grammar, but I am the world's greatest detective, and if you look closely, mate, just look closely, and you might actually see that, these pieces all slot together to make a green question mark. See, that's why I'm the best breakdowns on the net. Now, the text also reads to the Batman, "My life has been a cruel riddle." It's very puzzling and enigmatic, and I hope we get an origin story where the character is bit by a radioactive riddle. I'm really curious to know what this means, as there could be a number of things taken from it, but we do know that in the film he will be called Edward Nashton. In the comics, we of course know that he's called Edward Nygma, so perhaps the character was an orphan and he's trying to find out who his real parents are. This would mean that his life is somewhat of a mystery, a riddle if you will, and it could entail that he discovers his true name is Mr. Enigma by the end of the film.
It really feels like they're setting up Edward, or Nashton is the new name, to actually be a character with a very personal motive, a very personal vendetta, where I can't think of too many times we've gotten that personal with, I mean, especially in live action, it's never been this personal before. Even in if you look back to the trailer, just the voice that Paul Dano has for the character, there's something in this guy that has so much inner turmoil and rage, and he is letting it out on Gotham City and toying with Batman, and I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah.
And next up are several shots of the Batman, and in the first one, the dude looks badass. We can see some twilight shining in that will make you completely forget Rob Pattinson was once in those vampire movies, and it perfectly captures the character. It's very haunting and such an incredible shot. I'm guessing that this is in the cave, but even if it's just purely for promotion, it definitely highlights that the Batman lives his life in the shadows. We also have a follow-up one of Batman in the Rain. This looks absolutely incredible, and it perfectly sets the tone for what this movie is going to be. It looks dark and gritty as hell, and like it's been ripped straight out of the pages of DC's Black Label collection. The tone really comes across in the shot, and I feel that it's very, very epic. We also have one that accompanied these of Batman holding a Batarang. This is something I too got sent a couple of weeks ago, and it's been used on Hot Wheels toy art and will probably be popping up on a lot of the promotional material. The Batarang itself looks almost identical to the logo that is being used for the film.
Nice.
And as I always say, Batman has a good understanding when it comes to branding. Lastly out of the Batman bunch is this amazing
awesome poster
that's going to become my phone wallpaper in the next 15 seconds. It looks incredible, and it has the city of Gotham superimposed onto Batman, with him looking over the top of it with the moon behind him. There's also, of course, the Batmobile riding out in front, but there are some cool details that you might not have noticed.
Like
the
what?
skyscraper that we can see in the middle is actually the Chicago Tribune Tower. Why this is important is because recently we actually got some behind the scenes images of the new movie Flying Foxman, who was jumping from it. However, viewers, look closely, that isn't actually Flying Foxman, it's really Batman, and I'm guessing that this is actually Wayne Tower and that the character will be using this as a base of operations to look over the city.
I love that because it's right in the center, like everything is like perfectly aligned in the center of the frame. You got Batman, if that is Wayne Tower, and then you got the Batmobile right there. He's right in the center of Gotham. That is so cool, looking over the city.
From here, he will be able to jump from it and glide to almost any location, and with it being central to the city, it's the perfect place for Batman to operate out of. This is a really cool poster, and I can't wait to hang it up in my room so I can impress all the girls that I always bring round. Now, speaking of girls, next is the Catwoman, who we can see still wearing the balaclava mask with the little ears pointing out of it. Similar to the Riddler, I've been told that she will remain in this getup for the majority of the proceedings, and it'll only be later on in the movie that things really start to change. Now, we do know that she is the daughter of mob boss Falcone, and in the comic that this is based upon, The Long Halloween, the character searches for the identity of her parents. She ends up coming face to face with the Batman in Falcone's penthouse, and the pair fight one another. This seems very similar to shots in the trailer, so I'm guessing that a similar plot will play out here, with her being on the search for who her real dad is.
I didn't know much about that, her looking for her parents. And then there's all these theories going around that Edward is also an orphan. So it looks like that this whole movie, if all that is true with the villains, we know that comes with the DNA of Batman, obviously. If all that is true with the villains, then all this is going to deal with parental trauma.
Everyone can relate in this Batman story.
Just going to be one big counseling session by the end of the film where Batman's sitting down with all of them. Let's talk. It's important to be vulnerable.
However, the pair did appear together at the funeral, so maybe she already knows and is trying to bring her father down. This aesthetic has been seen in several Batman properties, such as the mystery of the Batwoman, so potentially they brought across the plot points from that for this movie. We also have quite a low res one of her on a bike, which we of course know Batman chases her on in the movie. Careful, Bruce, looks like you've fallen for her. You got your sucker. On a side tangent, someone actually said that this stuntman might have fallen on purpose, and this could be why Selina gets away. This shot might even be in the movie, and I might have been taking the mick out of it for the last year, when really the stuntman was meant to do it. So yeah, this is me apologising and holding accountability for myself if the guy was actually meant to do this as part of his job. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's all the images that I think leave some clues.
I love that
towards
Riddler
the film.
image, man.
These actually come from the official
was the perfect
Batman
touchstone,
calendar,
the Zodiac.
which contains several looks and posters for the film on its back. The reason I said that the Riddler one might be fan-made is because on this calendar we can still see that it's black and white, so shoutouts to whoever changed it, and if you know the artist, just tag them below. I'll try and add them to the description. Now, I'm so hyped for this film, and it's now less than a year away, and I really can't wait. The movie will be releasing on the 4th of March next year, and until then, I'll of course be bringing you all the big updates as they drop. And obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts below on what you think about the images. What plot points do you think they could be hinting at?
That
And yeah,
poster,
just
boy.
let me know exactly what your feelings are. As a thank you for interacting with the video, you'll be entered into a prize draw on the 30th of May, in which we're giving away 3 copies of the Godzilla vs. Kong collection. All you have to do to be on the chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with
Hit that
notifications on,
like.
and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the pictures. The winners of last month's competition are on screen right now, so if that's you, then message me on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Heavy Spoilers, for putting that video together, breaking all those images down, catching all the deets I never would have caught. I guess the only thing is that I'm a little questionable about, not that I'm complaining to, because I'm going to be able to see it earlier. I don't know, March seems like a weird time to release a movie. Like, maybe push it to May, just because.
Yeah, especially one that's
sounds cooler in
as
summer.
big of an event as this. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like the pinnacle of any year that it comes out in.
I mean, at least release it's like spring break week.
Yeah,
so
there
that
you
way
go.
you can, you know, make sure everyone's watching this.
Get
movie
all
in the
those
theaters.
co-eds off the beach and into the cinema.
So happy we got these leaked images already, guys, and I can't wait for DC fandom. So make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell because you best bet we're gonna be hustling that day with coverage. Subscribe to Heavy Spoilers. Keep a lookout for that interview. Last but not least,
Sarah Campbell, I am officially christening you the Catwoman of the Real Reader. We got a lot of patrons with roles and different characters they correspond to. Well, now it's your turn, partly because when I saw your name, I was like, Sarah Campbell, Selena Kyle, same initials, actually not. K-C make the same sound. You see where the connection's coming from, and you're a total badass. You travel the world, you get in and out of tight spaces and whatnot. I bet you could rob me blind. So Sarah, just wanted to send you some love today. Breaking the fourth wall. Hope you're doing well. And now the world's opening back up, I hope that you can feel a little more free to get out there yourself. So much love and hope you're doing well.
okay.
Was it good? Did I do it good? Did it?